is one of our favorites on You Better You Bet. We had him on at the Super Bowl this year in New Orleans, and he was amazing. We are fans of his. I think he's fans of what we do here on the show, and we are very pleased to welcome. And he works with like all these people that I really like: John Yastrzemski, Ariel Epstein, and others. The great, and he was on ESPN yesterday also. You love to see it. Our friend Raheem Palmer, who's blowing up right now and deservedly so, does great work for our friends at The Ringer. And look, we're a BetMGM show, but he's on FanDuel TV, and we can say that and no one bursts into flames. Raheem, welcome back to You Better You Bet, my man. How's it going?
Life is good, and I'm definitely fans of you guys. I love how you guys do things, and just an honor to be up here. We're going to have a great weekend.
Awesome. When we were talking a couple days ago, Raheem, about guests that we wanted to have on the show this week, and we realized that there's a huge boxing fight, it immediately was, we need to get Raheem on the show because he can do football, he can do boxing, and not many people can do all of those sports. So why don't we start with the Canelo fight? And I'm always really honest with the audience. I parachute in for big boxing fights. I will not claim to be a big boxing handicapper. I want to bet the fight, so that's why we have people like you come on the show that know what they're talking about. At BetMGM, Canelo's a minus 150 favorite, Bud Crawford plus 150. How do you see this fight playing out and the bet or bets that you'd like to make as a result? Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford.
So first things first, when you're handicapping boxing, you got to know who's the A side and who's the B side. And what I mean by that is who is the guy who's generating the most money? And that's Canelo Alvarez by far. So that makes this fight scary to handicap because if you look at Canelo Alvarez, historically in Las Vegas, Nevada, he's never gotten a bad decision, ever. You look at that fight in 2012 against Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather might have won 11 or 12 rounds, and C.J. Ross, who got suspended after this decision, said Canelo won the fight. Floyd Mayweather got a split decision victory in a shutout. So you always have to be worried about that. You go back to his fight against Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol probably won 8 or 9 rounds, and all the scorecards said 115 to 113. The 3 judges are Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca, and Steve Weisfeld. They have experience doing this. They're the same judges who said Pacquiao had to draw against Barrios a couple of weeks ago. So you always got to worry about that. Now, when it comes to the fight itself, Canelo Alvarez is 35 years old, turned pro at 15. Crawford is technically older than him, being 38 years old, but Canelo is older in boxing years. He's been in more wars. He's had 67 fights. And you look at Terence Crawford. The thing about this fight is that Crawford is moving up a couple of weight classes. So a lot of people are weighing that against Crawford, but at the same time, I don't know if we should be weighing it that much. All the sharp money is on Crawford right now. This line was Canelo minus 230. And it's been bet down to Canelo minus 170, 180 range. And I look at Canelo, the last 5 fights, he's only throwing 34 punches around. So he's getting older. I think Crawford is the more skilled fighter. He actually has the higher reach, despite people saying he's the smaller guy. He has a 74-inch reach. Canelo has a 70-inch reach. I like Crawford in this fight, but me personally, knowing the history of Canelo in Vegas, I'm going to play the draw at 11-1.
Wow, so love that draw. And that draw is plus 1,200 at BetMGM, by the way, on the 3-way. Canelo minus 150, Bud Crawford plus 150. The draw, 12 at BetMGM. And just the 2-way, Canelo minus 165 and Crawford plus 135. All right, so Raheem, you're going to be playing the draw. Any other bets that you like in this fight tomorrow? And totally fine if the answer is no, but wanted to at least ask the question because obviously there's a robust menu.
So I personally like Crawford in this fight. It's just tough. It's always tough to go against Canelo. But I think there's no chance that Crawford is going to stop Canelo because Canelo's been in there with some punchers. He's been in there with GGG and didn't get faced. He's been in there with Kovalev and didn't get faced. So the one way in which Crawford wins this fight is by decision. And I think you can get that at plus 200. So I would be looking at Crawford by decision. But I'm probably just going to play the lottery ticket on the draw. But I kind of do want to be on. I feel like Crawford can really make history here. So if I'm going to play a side, it's going to be Crawford. But I'll be looking by decision at plus 200 and, of course, the draw.